Hi everyone, Bandanner here, and welcome back to the monthly WARNO tournament from SD League. Today we are with DerGaertner and Stahl for a couple of games. DerGaertner over on the right here in blue, playing as the 3rd Armoured, and over on the left in red we have Stahl playing as the 5th Panzer Division. These guys have played their game this week very rapidly, so their games are going up first because they're available. May I remind everyone that this weekend is the next Super Tournament from SD League. $370 up for grabs so far in the prize pot. I think that's going up as well day by day. Please do come along on Saturday and Sunday over to the SD League channel on Twitch. I will see about streaming it here on YouTube as well, so there is some coverage of it on YouTube, but obviously the main place will be the SD League channel on Twitch. I'll be over there with Prodos casting the games, so please do come along. If you're interested in signing up, please do sign up for the tournament. It should be a lot of fun, like the last one was. Obviously, it starts out single elimination, so it's a luck of the draw if you get put up against someone who is very good, because people like Team Mana playing. So just bear that in mind. But do come along, do watch, do join in. It should be a good weekend. Right, back to this game. Let's have a look at what DerGaertner has down. So we've got some scouts going up to the middle here. Defensive in nature, nothing pushing too much. We have a fire team going up here. We have mech rifles going into these buildings. Got a bit of a spread in the middle. Some mech rifles, a TOW 2, some fire team 84, a chaparral, and a command. Yeah, pretty standard stuff. Over here, mech rifles and a fire team leader going to Echo. Okay. DerGaertner being quite aggressive at this side. Over here we have aero rifles in helicopters, and Apache and some Pivads also pushing up into Echo. So this is quite an aggressive push. Fine. Okay. So that's where we're watching when this starts. Let's spin ourselves around and have a look at what Stahl's up to. Lots of Fernspeyer across the centre there, getting into reasonably defensive positions. We've got a Lux heading up to there. That's a little bit pushy for the Lux. These Lux pushing up quite far as well into enemy territory. We have a Lux pushing right up this side into the enemy as well. In the centre we have a spread of Fliegerforst, Milans, 2 sets of Milans there. That's an expensive outlay, but not a bad choice. We've got Armada Milan with some Panzer Grenadiers, a Gepard, and a command and some supply. That's a pretty good spread. I assume the 2 launchers are going in there. Jaeger over here, and then defending this bottom point, which will be the important thing, is 2 Feldjäger, 2 Jaeger, a Leo 105, and a Gepard. That's actually not bad. The problem is some stuff is going to arrive before the Gepard does, because the Gepard obviously is fairly slow. Oh, we've got a Bradley gone down the other side as well, pushing up here, which will get a nice view on down that road. Can I just do that? Yeah, look at that. It'll have a very nice view down that road when this starts. So that'll cause issues for the tank potentially, because it outranges with the TOW 2. And we are off. Let me get into a nice position here. We'll keep an eye on Echo for the start, and then we'll have to see how it pans out in the middle as well. We'll try and keep that in view, because I suppose if DerGaertner gets the bottom here, then you kind of expect Stahl to get the centre, but will it pan out that way? Those Fernspeyer we're going to deploy at the other side of this road. Are they still doing that, or have they changed? They are still doing it. It's a really weird... Oh, he's changed it now. I was going to say that was a weird way to send them. But here comes that rocket Apache, and surely that's going to mess these Fernspeyer up. Some early caps at the back. Nothing too special at the moment. How aggressive and effectively these Lux going to be in the middle. I'm trying to keep an eye on them while also watching this chopper. Unfortunately, I can't make my eyes move different directions. Gepard has arrived here. Is already railing on these Blackhawks. Look at the push there. The Lux have got the kill on the scouts who have pushed really far up. The other Lux is going for the TOW 2 now. And the TOW 2 is down in the middle. The Blackhawk here getting ripped to shreds. That one's down. The aero rifles are dead. One squad of aero rifles remains. The Apache is all over the Leo 105, with the Bradley coming in now. Apache taking fire from the Gepard though. This should be more than enough infantry to deal with those aero rifles, which are already panicked. Unfortunately, the Leo 105 is going to die to those aero rifles. Down it goes. But the middle, look at the middle, completely cleaned up for the most part by Stahl there. Just a Bradley and a fire team remaining. The Bradley's almost dead. Now the Bradley's dead. The Lux gets the kill. Pivad's coming in here. The Bradley pushing up. And the mech rifles at the other side. But that was not a great opening for DerGaertner. That was a lot of units lost in the middle. And his push down here hasn't really been that successful. Though, that said, Stahl needs to get on top of that Bradley with these Jaeger. Now you hear Thunderbolt at the back there. Some of these units being caught out in the open. It's not looking great for them right now. The Pivad's laying down a lot of fire. Stahl's units out in the open are getting picked off pretty easily. Thunderbolt goes up against a fighter there. And the fighter does not fare well. Thunderbolt is very, very good. Gepard, unfortunately, doesn't get many shots off at the Thunderbolt, but it does have to evac. This skirmish continues here. Let me spin us around slightly. I just want to have a look up here. Apaches trying to find and clear up those Lux. Obviously, the Lux can fire at the Apaches, doing a bit of damage to them, but the center is completely in Stahl's control. Currently, +3 to Stahl. And he is clearing up here. He's going to have complete control. Down here, Stahl mismanaged his infantry a little bit, moving them out in the open, being quite aggressive in the counter push. It did not pay off. The Pivads, the Bradley, and the mech rifles obviously laying down a lot of fire. Mech rifles with 3 machine guns. 3 light machine guns just rip stuff apart at the moment. They're really good squads. Siege coming in the center there, looking for kill on the Gepard. I don't think that Gepard is going to get turned off. There it goes. Missile comes in from the Weasel. Doesn't get the kill. Does miss its target. Fires again at this Gepard. The Gepard was retreating, though. Almost looked like it fired sideways at that thing. Command has managed to make it in this bottom point for DerGaertner. I cannot believe that he's managed that. Genuinely thought his push had completely failed. But as I say, unfortunately, the way Stahl pushed his infantry up there, they just kind of fell apart. Bradley gets the kill on the anti-air as well. Some M48s coming in here. They need to get up close and personal to these Bradleys. Jet in at the other side. F4F coming in against an Eagle. Gepard in the middle there getting some shots off. Pilot is injured. That thing is surely going to need to evac. It's flying back over the Gepard again. Gepard getting some decent shots off. There we go. It needs to evac. The F4F not managing to get eyes on it properly. And I don't know what the F4F is doing there. It just seems to be going around in circles. Finally, it chases down the F-15. That was a weird engagement. Well done to DerGaertner. I genuinely thought he was in serious trouble after losing the middle and the push down here kind of failing. Leo 2A3 coming in now. He'll need that right on top of these Bradleys. Bradley's obviously posing a massive threat to any tanks that come in with the TOW-2 launchers. There's also the Apaches coming in at the back now. Needs more AA down here. I just want to have a spin around. There is another Gepard on the way. Feldjäger, a command. There's at least one Fliegerforst, I think, there. F4F controlling the center of the map there. I mean, there was potential here for Stahl to be really aggressive and push the back point. There's nothing in there. He is moving up his infantry now. He needs to get his command over there. That command in the middle just needs to charge down the middle road into that point and cap it. I say that, knowing full well there's an M1A1 Abrams coming in who will probably pop it. But potential was there to cap that point. In fact, there goes the Iltis command now. It might be a little bit too late as a Kiowa warrior is coming in. And obviously that can destroy vehicles. Good push there by Stahl, though. He is making the move. At the moment, he's basically letting DerGaertner have this point. Now, DerGaertner, though, could turn his forces and push into the center point. But Stahl is really struggling in this bottom point. Seed coming in again. Fliegerforce gets a nice hit on it though. Gepard in the middle survives. Gepard over here survives. Command comes in, but it's gone straight into the Bradley. Instantly killed. Oh dear. Jaeger going up against the M1A1 Abrams at the bottom there. On the top. The back of the map. There's a lot going on in this game. Jaeger gets a nice hit. That was a rear hit, I think. That was a lot of damage. Well played to the Jaeger. Obviously, Apache's going in to deal with that now. Over at this side. Still not looking great for Stahl. Some Fliegerforce arriving at this point. Both of these points have no command in for DerGaertner. I mean, oh, that command. If only Stahl could see what we can see. The beauty of hindsight, the beauty of being able to see the map. He could have capped both these points and really driven DerGaertner bonkers. I mean, DerGaertner here doing a lot with very little, managing to pick stuff off with those Bradleys very effectively. And that Leo 2A3 is just flapping in the wind. It doesn't know what to do with itself. It's getting hit by the infantry in the building. Thunderbolt coming in again, just hanging around the back there looking for some kills. M1A1 Abrams, they have managed to kill the infantry in there. Oh, that command though, if only I could get into the back point. At the moment, air control very much on the side of DerGaertner, free to just fly his units around. Seed coming in for the Gepard. Stuns it, doesn't get a kill, gets a kill on the second missile. Fliegerforce trying desperately to get a hit on there, dodges all the missiles. Gepard really struggling in this game. Roland 2 will struggle less. Is that another Gepard at the back there getting shot at? It was. Missile missed. I fear that Stahl has missed his opportunity to easily get a command into the back points. There's a lot more units there now, and obviously the Apaches in defense. Bit of a push at this side, but Stahl's pushing here with 3 Fliegerforce and a Feldjäger. I mean, the Feldjäger aren't bad units against infantry, but it's almost dead. I think he's doing this just so he can move the command up and have a bit of warning. As long as he gets right in the corner, he should be okay. DerGaertner going for strong defense of that back point now. Has managed to clear up most of the stuff in there that Stahl had. I'm just wondering at this point how the exchanges have realistically gone in terms of points. Because look at this. DerGaertner is pushing the center. There is defenses there. You know, there are defensive units. There's a Leo 2A3 coming in. There's more Fliegerforce coming in. There's potential for Stahl to defend that. But he's losing units, moving them into this bottom point. There's Apaches there. There's the Bradleys there. They are just annihilating any vehicles that come in. It's expensive losses down at the bottom here. F-White gets a kill on the Kiowa Warrior. There's one less thing to worry about. Abrams is pushing up on its own here. The Leo should stand a good chance of doing some damage to it. The Milan 2, however, was killed. He could do with the other one moving up there. And his Iltis command is looking under threat. Currently, it is +1 again to Stahl. They are very close in points right now. But I fear Stahl is simply outnumbered down here. And slowly he's becoming outnumbered in the middle as well. Another M48 goes down to the Fireteam 84 here. Apache Rocket coming in for Stahl now. Just going to spin us around a little bit so we can see what Stahl's bringing in. He's bringing in some units at the top there. That Iltis command is under attack from the scouts. Apache here able to just rail on these Fliegerforce. One of them gets a hit, but it's going to die. It's very awkward with AA and choppers in forests. They're very hard to hit. A couple of Jaeger squads moving in here, but they're just outnumbered. Seed coming in again. Over at this side of the map. I mean, DerGaertner has very little here. But equally now, Stahl has very little. He is bringing in reinforcement infantry. But it doesn't feel like what he had when he made that initial push into this point. And just didn't manage to cap it. The Iltis command is being pulled right back into that point. Over at this side, once again, the Iltis command has been moved out of this point. And DerGaertner has control here. And I think in all of this, while I wasn't particularly watching the area, I believe it looks like Stahl lost that Leo 2A3 as well. DerGaertner just doing a really good job of somewhat controlling the flow of battle here. I thought Stahl had swung it back around when he pushed that back point, but the command just wasn't there. I think he's moving the command into this bottom point potentially now. But he's going to get spotted by the Apache when it comes out of here, and the M1A1HA is being moved across to intercept it. I think it's been spotted by the scouts, obviously moving over that way. As a good effort. If only you'd done it 10 minutes ago, you would have had that point easily. You will at least neutralize it. You might just not cap it. He is just neutralizing it. Giving himself the +1 and retreating out of that. That command is still likely to die though. I don't think that's going to survive. There's an M1A1 Abrams command coming in the center for DerGaertner now. Oh, that command's coming back in. How on earth did that manage to cap the point? It's dead and the command is being moved back into it already, so it's short-lived. But I'm surprised that got back in past the Abrams. Genuinely surprised. Leo at the other side taking a bit of damage there. And the Apache taking fire from the Gepard now. Looks like there's going to be a little bit of a skirmish up there. The Abrams command coming in. F4F going for the Apache. Very little air defense on this side. Very little air defense. Here's that command coming into the center. 24 minutes left of this game. And at the moment, it's feeling very much in DerGaertner's favour. Currently +4. Complete control of the centre. Obviously, there's no counter command in that. He is bringing in a Leo 2A3 command now at the back. Abrams here taking fire from the Milan 2. Lots of arrow rifles arriving in Blackhawks. Expensive but very fast response units. But yeah, right now, DerGaertner +7. Racking up those points rapidly. 5 minutes to the victory. This could be over just as we hit the halfway mark. I imagine that the Leo 2A3 will arrive just before that time, though. It will take another minute or two to trundle down that road. A push at the other side on this point. Let's zoom over and have a look. Once again, Stahl trying to get in here and just taking so much punishment from the Abrams, from the Bradleys. Able to hit everything with the autocannon, with the main cannon. I mean, that Abrams is back here with nothing beside it protecting it. If only those Jaeger had snuck around the side, they probably could have got some side shots on these things. It's really unfortunate. The beauty, again, of hindsight, we can see the map, we can see what's going on. Stahl cannot see this stuff. Stahl not looking great in the middle now. A bit of a push out by DerGaertner, supporting that +7. Infantry pushing in against the Grenadiers. There's mostly AA here. The biggest threat there is probably the tank. Do you have the Milan 2 at the other side, trying to get a kill on that Bradley? Lots of shots going up against these aircraft. Is that 2 Weasels? It is 2 Wild Weasel Seed Jets. Tank here, managing to kill the Fireteam 84 while they've been pretty much in the open. And down goes the Bradley as well. Push has failed at this side for DerGaertner. He's still +1 though at the moment. He has lost control of the centre. His command tank is still alive though. He just hasn't moved it back in yet. He's got a nice advantage to the points. 22 minutes left, just under. Command back in this bottom point once more for Stahl. He's moving up a Leo 2A4 here. Obviously, very scary tank, but a very scary tank that needs to deal with TOW 2s and an M1A1HA. I mean, anything that gets near the edge of this forest is just getting absolutely minced. Jaeger running back in here after being routed. Jaeger at the other side, immediately spotted by the Bradley. Command back in the centre there. And the command coming back across for this point as well for DerGaertner. Eagles coming in, going for that Apache rocket at the far side. Apache rocket here, trying to get a kill on this Bradley. Should get it. The damage is done, but this 2A4 pushing out into the open against mech rifles is able to fire back at them. One of the Eagles has gone down. Command infantry being called in for this point now after the loss of that command that was in there. Currently +1 still to DerGaertner. That Leo 2A4 is absolutely wrecked. Pushing up to the front line on its own without infantry support. Super risky. M1A1 Abrams over this side. Pushing around to try and get shots on this command. I hear choppers coming in as well. Is that the Apaches coming back in? It is indeed the Apaches coming back in. Looking for a kill on that command tank. DerGaertner has lost his command tank that was in the corner at this point. Leo 2A3 command getting the kill on the M1A1. Oh, M1A1 is retreating. Oh, what a strike. Apache gets in with its missile and pops that command tank. Lovely strike there by DerGaertner. The tank was moving out to try and chase down the M1A1, I think. There's a Leo 2A3 coming in at this side. DerGaertner completely in control of that bottom point once more. More reinforcements being called in there by Stahl. F4F comes in for a kill on that Apache. Almost gets the kill. This Apache trying to kill the Apache and the Abrams here. It's rushing out. Struggling to get the kill. It might as well finish off the Abrams before it gets shot down. There we go. The Abrams has gone. I don't even know what killed it there. Was that the Leopard that killed the Abrams, or was that the Apache? I'm not even sure. M1A1 Abrams command tank coming back in for the center here. Surely that's been spotted by the Apache, maybe? Over at the far side, that infantry command has arrived. Let's get over there and have a look, but DerGaertner consolidating control of this central point. This central point goes back to DerGaertner. Calling in command there from Stahl's side. The command infantry did manage to push into this point very briefly and have now been retreated back out after taking damage. Back to the +7 for DerGaertner. 17.5 minutes left of this game. 2 minutes to the victory. A really good game here for DerGaertner. Stahl looked to be on the breakout at the start, but DerGaertner was just fast in his response, defending that. And his early control of this point, I genuinely was shocked that he managed to take it. I thought he'd failed in his little push, but he persisted and he got in there. And 1A1HA in a lovely position to thwack anything that comes into that side of the point. And the Jaeger, unfortunately, still pushing up that side, but keeps stopping to fire at things. Are they on attack move? They are. They're on attack move, you see. So they're just stopping on the way, and that means the Apache can see them and engage them. Yeah, that's unfortunate. That's the kind of time when you just want to charge them into the enemy and hope they get that. Command moved back out here again. 1 minute to the victory for DerGaertner. Gotta give him the credit here. I mean, he's played very, very well. He's managed his units very, very well. Don't get me wrong, he's lost a lot. But just in terms of the map control and also sort of throwing off Stahl where his units were, where he could push and couldn't push, it worked very well at the start. And his control of this point has been fantastic. The positioning on the Bradleys, the positioning on the HA Abrams, absolutely superb. Cannot fault it. It's been a difficult game for Stahl. But there is a second game. So there's every chance Stahl can bring it back to a 1-all draw. But I'm pretty sure this one is about to go to DerGaertner, as he is very close to that victory. Even if the commands move in the points now, it's not going to slow him down by that much. And realistically, yeah, the command down here getting railed on already by the mech rifles there will very quickly die. Stunned. And down it goes. And over in the middle, that command moving into that middle point now. Now in fairness, Stahl has complete overwhelming force here. He should keep that command in, but it will only contest the point. Still a +4. 15 seconds left. Commiseration, Stahl. That was a rough game. Well played to DerGaertner. Yeah, big difference in kills to losses there by the end of the game, to be honest. I wonder what it was at the time that Stahl made his breakout for that back point, and how the game would have panned out if he managed to cap those 2 back points at that point in time, because it would have meant that points needed to be spent by DerGaertner on more commands at that point in time. Bradley, that came in at the start, got loads of kills. Apache was absolutely wrecking stuff. That was the other Bradley over that side. Look at the kills! Bradley gets MVP. There is nothing that is going to come close to that Bradley. That is exceptional. That was the one called in at the start, and it's just defended that point exceptionally well. Apache's doing a great job, obviously. Another Bradley doing a great job. Really, really good job with the Bradleys. Credit to DerGaertner there. They don't usually last that long. At the start of the game, though, those Lux were doing an amazing job. Apache didn't do bad at this side, but that was really it. That was really it. Bradleys with the MVP. Well controlled and well played. Let's hop straight into game number 2. Come on, Stahl. You can take this next one and get it a 1-all draw. Welcome back to game number 2 with Stahl and DerGaertner. DerGaertner on the right in blue, playing as the Berlin Command. And over on the left in red, we have Stahl playing as the 5th E. Ooh. Let's have a look at what DerGaertner has down. So we got a sniper heading up to the middle there rather than Delta. Okay, that's different. We have an Alouette heading up to the center, and we have a couple of PSSE B squads heading into that side of Alpha there. Okay. Over here we have quite a lot of units that are heading... Oh, that's a very big defensive spread. Wow. So we've got a command heading over that way. We have P4 Milans. We have a VAB Milan with a Milan 2. We have some Mistrals, and we have some Berlin Light Rifles. That's a really defensive spread at that side. What's he got going on at this side? A Lynx Hellarm and a Gazelle rocket. Nothing too scary. A couple of Mistrals, a Milan 2, a Milan 1, a Command, and a couple of Berlin Light Rifles. Again, quite defensive in nature. Is he hoping to build up a large force to then push in later, I wonder? Could be he's going to wait and rely on his heavier tanks, because obviously the Berlin Command do get some decent tanks over the other side as the game starts. Good job, it takes them a while to get in the center. We have the Dragon Powers heading up to the far side, so that's quite aggressive. AMX-10 RCs, very aggressive as well. AMX-10 RC at this side, kind of defensive in nature. Over here we have Grenadier Voltigeurs, Chasseurs, and a command heading into the back of this point. Over this side we have Commandos heading up in Super Pumas. This is a really aggressive push by Stahl. He's seeking revenge for the last game, clearly. And then we have some Chasseurs and an AMX-30 command tank coming up the back. And a Mirage out already to defend those Super Pumas. Let's spin ourselves round. I mean, the fight here is going to be at the top right, so I guess we head over that way. Spin ourselves round. Here we go. The fight will be over here as these commandos get dropped off. All those units slowly coming in there. This stuff arriving at this side. Harrier AA coming in, going for those Super Pumas, being engaged by the Mirage. One Super Puma is down. The second one takes some damage. It's stunned. The other one does manage to get its commandos down. It's quite unlucky here. I kind of feel like if Stahl had dropped them behind the tree line, they might have got away with this. Another commandos does make it down, though. AMX-10 RCs are in position. Shots going out. Unfortunately, they don't manage to target down the command. He has got the corner at this point, though. Those AMXs need to be careful of the light rifles. One AMX-10 goes down immediately. Cannot have the AMX-10s near the enemy units. Dragon Power's pushing up there. Hellarm and Gazelle rocket coming across. The Mistral is being called in here. AMX doing some damage. Milan 4 firing out. Oh, there we go. Mirage coming in for the Hellarm. Hellarm goes down. Chasseurs still in play, but their vehicle destroyed by the Milan that's over there. Commandos pushing out very aggressively in open terrain here. That's a very aggressive push. Over at the other side, the units haven't even met each other yet. Commandos about to get hit by bombs. Oh! Too much damage. It didn't drop its bombs. Milan there, still putting pressure on this command tank. Berlin Light Rifle seemingly doing a good job there. Milan firing at this side of the MX-10. MX-10 is about to go pop. There it goes. Mirage gets a kill on the Gazelle rocket. Those Dragon Paras caught out in the open here. Fantastic unit, but needs to be in the protection of those trees. Gazelle rockets coming in here to deal with those commandos. They're out there on their own. There's no AA up here. Cluster coming in for that tank, and it's dead. Oh, what a strike. What a strike by DerGaertner. Again, a seemingly really effective push at the start here has been dealt with very swiftly by the opponent. The question is, can Stahl pull off the same thing that DerGaertner did last time and keep control of the point? He does have a Mistral coming in, which will deal with some of those Gazelles. He needs more AA in here, though. Over at the other side of the map, he is trying to engage the enemy forces in the other point now, but he doesn't have a huge amount of units over there. In terms of reinforcements coming in, got an AMX-30 and a couple of AMX-30s coming in at this bottom point. Berlin Light Rifles being pushed up here. Dragon Paras should finish off the Berlin Light Rifles in that building, surely. What do the Dragon Paras have? See, they've got no anti-tank to go and really deal with that P4 Milan. I mean, they technically could engage it, I think. HE Bomber coming in the other side. Was that a misdrop? It seemed to hit behind the infantry. Alouette here getting torn apart by the VAB there. Very effectively done. Nighthawk coming in. It's the first one we've seen. Doesn't actually seem to drop its bombs. Veered off at the last minute there. Lots of Gazelles here. VAB T20 moving up. Again, that Milan just picking it off. That Milan just hasn't been dealt with and has picked off multiple vehicles there. Mistral engaging now. Nighthawk hits the infantry at the other side. Oh! Drops 2 bombs on its pass there. That was very nice. I'm impressed it dropped both bombs one after the other like that. That was a good strike. Corner at this point has been cleared out by DerGaertner. Over at the other side, he is holding. AMX-30, B2's moving in. There's the other Nighthawk coming in. He's purchased both of them. Looking for a kill on the Dragon Paras. Kill is gotten. And a kill at this side on the AMX-30. DerGaertner free to roam the skies at the moment. Currently +2 to Stahl still. But DerGaertner regaining control, about to get cap off that top point. Mistral doing its job, but will be out of missiles soon. Gazelle rockets pushing across here, looking for a kill on those chasseurs. Mistral fires its final shot. It is out of missiles. Currently +2 to DerGaertner. Harrier cluster coming in, looking for a kill on those MX-30s. Question is, does it get one? Does it still have eyes on the target? I would have thought not, but... No, it's veering off. I was going to say. Jets coming in this side. AA jets. MiG. Sorry, MiG. Mirage even. Does some serious damage, but veers off at the last second. MX-30 being used to try and stall the infantry there. Kills the commander at the back of the point. Nice strike. M1IP Abrams goes down as well. AMX-30 B2. Absolutely wrecking stuff. Counter command coming in this corner for Stahl now. Over at this side. Stahl moving in with a couple of tanks. Good infantry there from DerGaertner, though. He's still +2. He will about to be losing that top point. The MX-30B2 is doing a really good job here. Obviously, the really good autocannon they have helps out a lot here. Here come the Nighthawks. Nighthawks looking for kills on the commands. Potentially. Or more on the tanks. Looks like the tank at this side. The other side also looks like a tank. Going for the stationary tank there. And gets one of the tanks at this side as well. Those Nighthawks free to do what they want. Nighthawk at that side has taken some fire. Oh, one Nighthawk is down. The Mirage gets a kill. And a second kill. Did you see the side? Wow. That missile basically flew sideways out of that jet to kill the Nighthawk. That was impressive. That was very impressive. Well, that has taken a massive thorn out of Stahl's side and cost DerGaertner a lot of money. He will be delighted with taking out both of those Nighthawks in one pass. That really changes the outlook to some extent. Though, let's be fair, DerGaertner still has a lot on the field here. Gazelle rocket's able to do so much damage to anything pushing across the center here. Still +2 to Stahl. 30 minutes left of this game. Jet coming in at this side. Jaguar HE bomber. Going for a dive bomb on these buildings. It's going for the command at the back. Gets the kill. Nicely done. +4. Vab killed at the other side of the map. And it's just dawned on me, in that whole kerfuffle with the Nighthawks, Stahl did lose his command over here. And there's a Vab command coming in the other side for DerGaertner, who is now pushing quite aggressively across this point. But the other side has switched hand to Stahl. Another command being called in over there. But Stahl winning the infantry fight here. PSSEs getting torn apart. Well done to Stahl. There's just a wall of units. But they're at the far side of the centre. Good little push across the middle here. AMX-10Ps arriving. Grenadier Voltigeurs with APLAS launchers arriving as well. That AMX-30 not looking in the best position right now with a Milan firing at it. Oh, they kill each other. Where's that Vab going? Vab is dead. Command back in this point. Back to neutralized. Stahl still with a lead. This side point, lots of units being called in there for DerGaertner, but this point mostly under the control of Stahl. Some of his units there desperately needing some resupply. Over at this side, Grenadier Voltigeurs coming in. Hopefully not going to be driven across that road this time. MLIP Abrams going up against the MX-30. Good push again by DerGaertner at this side. He is sort of in control of the point. Mistral not engaging those helicopters at the moment. Oh! Vab killed at the back of the point. DerGaertner in a really good position here, able to just lay down some serious fire against all these units. There is another command coming in at the back there. But Stahl needs to clear out those units, and he needs to defend here. Because DerGaertner may well just charge through. He's got some tanks there now. He's got bombers. Jaguar HE bomber coming in there. Gets a nice strike on that tank. Routes it, but doesn't do a huge amount of damage. As it was being retreated at the time. Over at this side, AMX-30B. Engaging on the AMX-10. Along with the Milan 2 as well. Down it goes. Supplies here in the corner of the point. I think that might have been DerGaertner's supply truck. I could be wrong. But since it's a Bedford truck, I assume that was DerGaertner's and it's being captured by Stahl. Where is it going, though? Where on earth is that thing driving to? It's been redirected now over here. Wow, that was weird. Recoilless rifles coming in there with the Berlin light rifles. Logistics destroyed it in the middle of the town. DerGaertner here, regaining some territory. He's got a scary amount of units on the field, I've got to be honest. I thought Stahl was looking pretty good, but there's a lot of stuff in for DerGaertner now. Let's have a look at it from his point of view. Spin ourselves round. He's got a wall of infantry coming in here, and unfortunately Stahl's units are looking a little bit unhealthy. Over at this side, still got the M1IP routed again. It's repaired, but it's obviously not in a good way cohesion-wise. Where is this P4 command going? Right in the face of these snipers. Over at this side, Berlin light rifles moving in. An AMX 10P is arriving there with some chasseurs, but it's not deployed. Oh, there we go. It has deployed. I thought it was going to get destroyed there before it even deployed its troops. It is straight down. The chasseurs will help defend that. But there's a good amount of units pushing into that point. AMX 30 here. Look at this. AMX 30 round the back here. Just smashing the reinforcements. Well positioned again by DerGaertner. And his command also pushing through the forest there to come back into the rear of that point. DerGaertner with some really good positioning in both of these games now. AMX 30 B2 racing back to try and get that AMX 30. Brennus in. Gets a good shot on it. Still worried for that command vehicle. That PC being moved back into this point. And the light rifles getting quite far in there. Oh, Jaguar HE and a Mirage go down at this side. DerGaertner in a nice position in this point once more. Has managed to get in with quite a few units. Over at this side. Abrams still a little bit of a mess cohesion-wise. There's a chieftain defending here. Every chance now I think Stahl can push back into this point, though. He's got a reasonable amount of units there. He just needs to be really careful with his command. Over at this side, DerGaertner back at a +2. He's got a bit of catching up to do. But he should be able to get into this point. He's got a lot more units here, realistically. 3 AMX 30s. 5 squads of Berlin light rifles. Air control seemed to be with Stahl for a little while there, but seems to have swung back to DerGaertner. Stahl needs to take that top point. Tanks engaging on tanks up there. Chieftain Mark 10 taking a lot of fire. Down it goes. Brennus here in a bad way. The Abrams low cohesion already. If he can get a couple of shots on it, it will rout again. Brennus gets one hit. Abrams does a lot of damage to it though. Misses its shot. They both miss their shots. One of the AMX 30s goes down. Brennus does another good hit on the Abrams. That Abrams though, not looking bad. Oh, it's hanging on in there. Another Brennus goes down. That Brennus at the far side being hit by the Berlin light rifles now. Abrams looks like it's going to get out of there again. That has to be the luckiest Abrams in the game so far. It's dodged death a few times. Brennus here not looking great in this point. Stahl has been completely cleared out of that bottom point as well. Cluster coming in for these units at the back. Gets a kill on the anti-air unit. Misses the command. +8 currently for DerGaertner as he has capped this back point. And he's racing across to the other back point now. That VAB. Ouch. +11. VAB called in for that as well. He needs something to kill that command that's rolling around. And there's the surrender. Oh, Stahl. Commiserations. Big difference in kills and losses again. DerGaertner exceptionally well played in both of those. Your positioning was absolutely stellar. Just like that tank in that game, killing the reinforcements coming in, was beautifully done. And the command around the back, sneaky as hell, very effective. But you just had cleared up the centre as well. Unlucky Stahl. That was a rough couple of games. Really well played to DerGaertner. Abrams did well. AMX-30 did well. Well, they're tanks, so I wouldn't expect anything less. Over at this side, Mistral was doing a good job. Tank's doing an alright job. Oh, I don't know where... I mean, the Mistral perhaps gets MVP there, but that was another very fun game. Lots of action. Lots of stuff going on. Well played, guys. Commiseration Stahl. There was a couple of rough games there. Thanks, everyone, for joining me. Please do like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you all soon for some more WARNO.